So as, for example, this is an example. Unfortunately, we are not in person in order to show you. Just wear the Oculus and go around and see what is happening on this digital platform. But for example, this is a slide of a slideshow component. So we choose very nice photographs of the landscape and also of the cultural heritage of Santorini. Also, we use the 360 degrees object viewer. For example, we have created 3D models of different geological formations, geological rocks of Santorini. Okay, so you can play around and you can have all the information about the geology of Santorini, for example. And of course, you can visit Santorini in different places and you may guide it by experts like geologists or archaeologists or architects or historians or people from the municipality of Thira. And of course, the interaction components and methods concerning the end user's needs and of course the requirements. A set of UI designs was implemented based on the best practices for VR, user interface design, combined with academic research specialized in VR application development. So, for example, if you visited the platform, if you had the chance to wear the Oculus, you can see just an interaction components controller. So you may choose what do you need to see onshore and also offshore of Santorini, for example, just to visit the square of Fia or to visit a cave house or just to overlook the sunset of Fia. And also, you may choose specific routes. Now, this is a part only on the northern part of Santorini, but at the end of the platform will show all the most important sites about cultural heritage and, of course, about the geology of Santorini for the whole area. And for example, if you press the button for the tab component, you can see some interesting facts about IA or for the museum. And of course, we have three different types of mode. This is a fly mode. As I said before, you may fly within Santorini caldera. You may walk. For example, you can see also in the video that you can walk around the main crater of George in Nea Kameni, and you may understand about the geological history of Nea Kameni. And of course, you may dive, exploring the underwater environment of Santorini caldera. So in this platform, it was very useful for us, but it was very, very difficult to combine both onshore and offshore data. Just imagine yourself that you may fly, that you are in Fira town, and then you may dive and then explore around Nea Kameni, and then you may walk around George crater in Nea Kameni. So different types. And this is also amazing because for the first time, we use the 3D reconstruction of the lava, or the underwater lava, very close to Nea Kameni. And you can see that you may imagine that this is a very real environment. So these are lavas exactly at the same size and the same structure of the underwater lavas at the northern part of Nea Kameni. And this is the basin. At the northern part of Santorini, the deepest depth is 390. These are the lava types. This is Dacitis lavas at the northern part of Nea Kameni. So as a conclusion, and I will show you a small video of this platform, the Virtual Diver platform will promote technical and financial constraints on the creation of virtual experiences in the submarine world in order to be an attractive entertainment and cultural product that will be deployed by tourism and cultural extinguished situation in Greece. So the case study here is Santorini, but we may use the digital platform of Virtual Diver everywhere else. So the Virtual Diver platform will simplify the process of implementing the integrated virtual experience, narrative scenarios, audio-visual production, that was also very useful to us, and educational material. So this is not only a cultural and a merchant product, a tourist product, but also it can be used for educational reason. For example, in the museums, you can use this platform and you can, for the people that they want to visit the Archaeological Museum of Santorini, they can wear the Oculus and they can also admire the 3D reconstruction of Santorini volcano, just I give you an example. The Virtual Diver will address private or non-operators with an innovative B2B service in order to boost their commercial value through the creation of a unique tourist product experience of impressive virtual environments. And of course, at the end, we'll establish a new approach to promoting the cultural and environmental supplies through enhancing special forms of tourism. So let me, in order to have also, no, you cannot hear the video, but it's okay. So let's play the video. I think it will play, but I cannot, there is also music. Okay, let's play without the music. Okay, so. I can hear the music, but I'm not sure that you can hear the music. So you may use,
unfortunately, but that's okay.
That doesn't matter. So these are the components of the platform. This is the platform capabilities, as I said before. And of course, these are the different types of components. You may use the platform in order to visit places like Ia. Now we are walking the northern part of Santorini. And you may walk within a cave house. This is a photo mosaic, okay? This is from, it's a virtual environment. You may fly from Scaros in order to dive within the caldera and explore what is happening around Nea Kameni. Just to dive there and see the underwater environment. These are our lava dikes. This is the basin of the northern part of Santorini caldera. And then you may click on some points in order to figure out about the biodiversity, the underwater treasures of Santorini. You may choose different type of transects. And for example, here you dive in on the bay of Amudi Bay and figure out about this shipwreck, all the information. It's very useful for coastal and submarine environments. We use 360 panoramic videos and also 360 photos. Or you may walk. This is the crater of George in Nea Kameni from the eruption of 1866, one of the largest eruptions. These are different types of components and different type of routes you may walk, or the 3D model, as I said. Okay, this is a lava fragment from George crater. And then you can have the feeling that you are walking in Ia, and you can admire the sunset of Santorini. But of course, you may choose every other aspect. And of course, I'm very proud of that we created the volcanic history of Santorini using scientific data, and definitely we are sure that you will enjoy the latest version of this video, showing how was Santorini created during different volcanic eruptions. That was the same before the Minion eruption. These are the phases of the Minion eruption, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Dr. Nomikou, we really do not have the words to thank you enough for this amazing presentation. It was a real highlight of the day.
Thanks.
Moving along, I would like to welcome now Dr. Maria Salomidi, a researcher of Marine Ecologist, Institute of Oceanography, Hellenic Center of the Marine Research. Dr. Salomidi, welcome.
Welcome to everyone. Thank you very much, the organizers. I think that you can now see my presentation.
We can hear you loud and clearly. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. So one thing I very much have missed in this webinar is the ability to clap the previous speaker. So thank you very much for these very informative and impressive presentations. My talk today would be it is titled Underwater Critical Habitats in the Santorini Caldera, a Mona glance into the state, pressures, and conservation perspectives. And this is actually a work that we have done together with my colleagues Yannis Isseris and Vasilis Gerakaris in the frame of the Mona project. As previous presenters have already mentioned, within the Mo.Na project, which aims to look at the joint management of cultural and natural resources. HMR's part is to contribute to the promotion and enhancement of the too often ignored underwater biodiversity, and that in 3 focus areas, all of them unique amalgams of cultural and natural wealth, of course, and that is town of Nessebar in Bulgaria, Butrint in Albania, and Sandorini caldera in Greece. Of course, Paphos Forest is also a study case for the Mo.Na project, but since it is not a marine area, it has not been visited by HMR. So I'm here to present you some of the most important findings considering this area of interest, Sandorini caldera today. So this very, very impressive volcanic caldera has clearly provided ample cultural inspiration, as witnessed by the numerous age-long monuments beautifully scattered throughout its perimeter. But, well, its equally impressive seascape, on the other hand, lies still largely unsuspected, and I'm very happy to see approaches like the ones presented here by Professor Nomikou, because most of the times underwater habitats are ignored, and at least from a conservation perspective, which is a very important problem. So this our work for this particular case aims to complete.
May I interrupt, Mrs. Salomidi? We cannot see your presentation. Would you like to share it by yourself, or shall I say it?
You can't see my presentation all this time that I'm talking? I'm so sorry. I thought, okay. I really thought that you could see it all this time along. So let me over. Sorry. Can you see it now?
We can hear it now, yes.
Thank you very much. So this was my first slide. This was my second slide. And I was talking about our study aiming to complement and update our previous knowledge on the presence, extent, and ecological state of coastal marine habitat types of conservation importance. And that is along the lines of the Habitats Directive in Sandorini caldera. So to this purpose, a targeted field survey was conducted by HMR in Sandorini in late July, early August 2020. And here you can see a map illustrating our survey sites that have been selected following a preliminary satellite and bathymetry analysis for ground truthing purposes. Sampling activities involved underwater tow camera transects and in situ observation by means of scuba diving and snorkeling, mostly at depths between the surface and 50 meters, down to 50 meters, and the bathymetric distribution of marine habitats and associated diversity, as well as signs of anthropogenic pressures, were recorded in situ. So the first thing that one notices once they put the head underwater in Sandorini caldera is, of course, that very akin to its aerial landscape, an equally impressive seascape reveals to the visitor's eye underwater. And this impression, it's very much a result of the geological structure, but is also very ably enhanced by the extreme seawater clarity, which is quite typical of the highly oligotrophic wider South Aegean Sea and Sandorini coast in particular.